I need a little bit more excitement from you.
At this moment, I'll explain why there is none.
Oh, God.
It's going to be fucking... Oh, boy. Yeah, you'll understand in a second.
Okay. Should we drink some caffeine?
Yep. Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm definitely all down for the caffeine part.
Okay.
All right.
Bathroom shots.
Is this where you insert the "if you know you know" thing?
Yeah.
Is that
very
is
hip
that the
of you.
if
Hashtag
IYK YK? Is that where you insert that?
Yep.
IYK. I poured these in the bathroom.
In the dark.
And gave the rest to Josh.
Oh, God.
Changed it up a little bit this week with that.
That's delicious. Warm and cozy.
Look.
All right, what are we on? Like 14?
Cheesy pizza, I don't know.
Is that
what it is?
Yeah.
We missed one last week.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so you
everybody.
better have missed us, you know.
We took a break.
We had a lot going on.
We did. There was a lot happening. We just trying to squeeze one in.
Yeah.
With everything, just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
So.
That weekend was busy, and then this week has been shit too.
Yeah,
so
that's pretty wild.
It's been a long week.
Welcome.
Yeah.
We're back.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'll probably remind you guys a few times today.
What?
Hit the ding ding bell. Come on. Subscribe, like, help us. Like, tell your friends. Pass it on to your friends. Share it.
Literally. Like I have people at work that listen, and now people from the Skull Shop that follow my page, they have listened too. So
Kim said, she goes, I'm listening at work. She goes, I make my people at work listen. I'm like, what? She goes, no, for real. I make them listen.
Force
I'm like,
them.
that's
how
hilarious.
you show us love.
Right? Kim loves us. She's like, you're going to listen.
These are my friends.
It's funny.
Oh my gosh,
So,
that's great.
Let's start with you guys yesterday.
The reason I'm fucked up, and then we'll get into why you're fucked up.
Yeah, mine's probably not as exciting.
I am getting progressively more fucked up as the morning goes on. So we had girls got... No, that's a lie.
Not girls gone alright. Just kidding. The kids nowadays, that's what they say.
Oh my God.
When they say something.
You told me that Maggie does that all the time.
Just kidding.
Okay. Anyways, we had Festivus yesterday.
Nice.
So it was me, Kayla, Haley on a team. We've never done a comp, all three together. I've done like doubles with both of them.
Yeah.
So it was fun. I was worried how the sister dynamic would go.
I got a text yesterday. You guys got 2/3.
Yeah, that's how we started out.
We'll go over event by event here in a second, but I got 2/3. Mm-hmm. That's what I got. Mm-hmm. So we'll go. Let's reverse from there. What happened? First event.
First event was okay. It was 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, ascending in 2 reps, 16-minute AMRAP, power cleans at 85, pull-ups, lateral burpees over the bar.
Ooh.
So shit that we do all the time.
Yeah.
We moved really well. Like, we were really fast on the cleans. We were fast on the burpees. I think Kayla and I basically did all the cleans. Haley did a lot of burpees, but she was fast. Pull-ups.
Yeah.
So, in case you ever go do local comps, I would practice something beforehand, or like maybe bring your own supplies. They had no chalk.
Yeah. You texted that to me. There was no chalk there.
For any of their members. The gym ran out of chalk. They don't let their members use chalk.
What?
Uh-huh.
And like during the week, nothing.
During regular class, they ran out.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So everybody's on a level playing field.
It's not the first gym that I've heard of doing that though. They just don't use chalk at all. They they don't want the mess.
Yep.
A lot of them is what I've always heard is the owners don't want the mess.
Yeah. So I don't know if you could have brought your own yesterday. I saw one girl with liquid chalk, I think, but yeah. And Kayla didn't have grips, so it was just
no chalk, no grips to make up for the chalk.
Yep.
Yeah.
My sweat held me on there pretty
well.
I was pretty happy with my pull-ups. So.
Good. Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the first gym I've heard of doing that, but it's the first one I've heard like during a competition.
Yeah. So it's funny, like, we all watch each other in the gym, like, where are we at? What is that person doing? What rep are they on? You know, it's like a friendly type. Well, sometimes I'm not so friendly when it's like Michael.
Of course.
But when you're watching at a comp and the other teams are on the floor with you and you know that they're beating you, that's a hard feeling. I was not.
It's a rough pill, right?
Not very happy.
Yeah.
So we got done with that one. Our first workout was at 9:40 and we were done by 11:40. So it was a 2-hour span. We only got, maybe our longest break was like 15, 20 minutes.
That's pretty good, though. I mean, so you guys got to be done that soon.
It was nice to be done early.
I
haven't had one like that in a long time where you don't get recovery.
Recovery's, I mean, that's rough.
Yeah.
I would almost rather you give me a 2-minute break and just let me keep working out. That way I'm not in that 15-minute cool down of having to get back up and move again. Oof.
Especially, so the second workout, we're all pissed off. We're ready to go out there and try to do it. It was 6 minutes of just bench press at 95. So you could rotate how you wanted, but it was as many bench as you could get in 6 minutes.
Are you serious? That's it? Mm-hmm. Holy shnikes.
That's why I'm fucked up.
No shit.
I can't lift my arms.
Wow, that's a lot of bench.
Yeah. So Haley and I tried to stick to 5s at a time. Kayla was around 3s. And then towards the end, I went to do my 5th one for a set, and I just failed.
Not gonna make it.
There's nothing left. So
you guys bench a lot here too for a CrossFit
I avoid bench
for a CrossFit gym.
Yeah,
you guys do.
We do a lot here, like programming wise. But I sometimes I've been babying this
shoulder,
too.
Of course.
Yeah. So I wore my brace for it, and I felt okay. Got done with that. We got 3rd, and we lost a second by 2 reps.
Oh.
Yeah, so we would have tied if the rep Haley and I failed. We would have gotten, which just burns your ass to know.
Yep.
I don't ever get on the leaderboard, but Haley's always like right there, like, oh, this person got this, and I'm like, shit.
And then you have Kayla who doesn't even know what the workout's
Yeah, literally.
No offense.
She's just along for the ride.
I know. She said something.
She and I at least practiced beforehand. Haley didn't practice any of them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something about the other. I know the girl's gone RX. She goes, I'm just showing up. I don't even know what they are. I was like, okay. And then this one, she said something the other day when I was like, oh, that's right. It's you 3. And she was like, yeah, I'm just showing up. I'm like, okay.
Oh my God. So then, we were waiting for the 3rd workout, and Kayla met one of the girls outside. They had one portage on for the whole comp, and it was freezing yesterday. Of course, it's been warm every other day, but it was cold yesterday.
Yep.
So one of the girls on the other teams was like, yeah, we think we're going to struggle in this 3rd workout. And Kayla came in full of hope. So it changed the attitude around a little bit.
That's cool.
3rd one was, it was like one that we do here. And because the first one was 2, but there were 2 people resting.
Oh,
so that allowed for
so
that allowed for a lot of rest time. This one, somebody was on the rower the whole time. Oof. Which I feel like that's been a common theme at comps lately.
I'll bring that up here in a second. Yeah, I got something to say about that.
Haley was excited because every time we're on a team together, we win the row.
Yep.
And I said, well, you're sitting on it the whole time. It was a 12-minute workout. So the other part of it was 60 dubs, 45 Russian kettlebell swings, 30 reverse goblet lunges. So it couldn't touch your chest, which I need to be better at in here.
You had to hold it out here.
Have to hold it out here. 15 sumo deadlift high pulls with the kettlebell.
Okay.
And then 10 box jump overs, and then you work your way back up. Sumo deadlift high pull, reverse goblet lunges, kettlebell swings, dubs. So Kayla did the first set of dubs unbroken. We split everything. I did almost all the sumo deadlift high pull, and she just did the box jump overs real quick. And then I go to pick up my jump rope, and Haley, who had been rowing for like almost 5.5 to 6 minutes, she was like, Kayla, come switch me. And I'm like, well, fuck, I better have a good set.
Hit your doubles.
Yeah. And I got to 58. My arms got so tired, but I got them. I got all 60.
Cool. Right
so
on.
then we could row the rest of the 12 minutes.
So you just rowed the rest of the time, on and off how you wanted.
That stuff Kayla and I did was a score. We won that.
Nice.
We knew the other team from Grandview was close to us. So we were like, shit. And so we were talking while we were out there. And Kayla would be like, what movement's next? While I'm doing the kettlebell. And she'd be getting ready to go. And I'd be like this for lunges. So
you guys were using sign language.
Yeah. So we knew that we won that part. And then we sit down on the row, and we went a minute alternating, she and I, to give Haley a break.
Okay.
And then Haley rode, Kayla rode, and I finished. And Haley was like, can you go the whole minute? I was like, yeah. I pulled it a 1400
nice.
for a minute. And I was
dead.
dead. And the judge is next to us, like talking the whole time. Like, you guys are doing great. You're like a well-oiled machine. And they're talking to her, and I'm like, like,
Shut up!
dying. And I really wanted to get us to 200 cals, but we got 196.
Still, though.
So,
but you won it.
We didn't know yet, and we got on the leaderboard to check. We beat the second place team by over 20 calories.
So it's the second one in a row. You guys won it. Girls Gone RX too. You, Haley, and
Alexis.
Alexis won the one at Girls Gone RX too.
Yep.
So there's a theme there.
Yeah, we were
obviously.
close to the third place guys team got 213. So
hot damn.
Yeah,
You guys
we were
almost
pretty proud of
beat the
that.
dudes.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
awesome.
proud of that. But man, my fucking legs went into like failure after that, and I was like, I gotta get it together.
Nice.
Because the last workout we had a 14-minute break, and it was partner A and B work, partner B and C, and then partner A and C. Okay. So Haley and I started. It was 2 minutes. So as much as you could do in 2 minutes, 10 synchro shoulder to overhead with a 35-pound dumbbell, 10 synchro sit-ups, 10 synchro dumbbell goblet squats. So you did that, and then as soon as 2 minutes hit, Kayla would come in for me and take over where we left off.
Oh, so you just pick up right where you left off.
So you had to have a good transition.
That one person stays in for 2 rounds, so that means Kayla would have stayed in for 2.
Yep, so she and Haley went, and then I came in, and Kayla and I finished.
Nice.
And we knew when she and Haley were going, we were neck and neck with the second.
Yeah.
So, we all 3 went into this last workout tied for first.
Are you serious?
Technically, we would have won because they each had a win, and we had the 2
You had 2 wins
from workout 3.
So you guys would have won.
So we would have won, but we were all tied.
That's wild. You guys were tied.
Yeah. And I could see across, and I'm like, you gotta hurry! So I come in, and Haley goes to do another squat, and it hit the 2 minutes. I said, move! And I took the dumbbell, and we busted ass.
Good.
Yeah.
Hell
so
yeah.
it was really fun.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
right on.
Thanks.
That's cool.
Now I'm fucked up. Moral of the story.
Now I'm fucked up.
Oh,
that's funny. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That I know I got the text, and you were asking how things were going, which I'll get into, and then I was like, so what's up? What's going on?
Yeah.
You're like third, and then almost we had third. We were close, and next thing you know, the next picture I get was you guys on the podium. I'm like, fuck happened? Fuck happened?
Oh man, that last workout though, we were doing the sit-ups, and Kayla does them. She's all tucked up, and she goes so fast. I'm trying to keep up, and my momentum going back. I threw my arms back, and it popped my shoulder out of place. And I screamed, and Kayla and Haley both were like, we thought you were just going max effort. I'm like, no, my shoulder popped out of place. And then I had to stand up and do the shoulder to overhead. Yeah. And I did one, and then I did the second one, and it failed.
Just wouldn't do it.
Yeah, so I had to switch arms. And I was like, if I lose this for them after all of this. No, it was fun. It was a good time. They did a good job running it.
That's cool as shit.
Yeah. Right so why are you fucked up?
Pig show. Listen, Jay. Oh boy. 2 days in a row, Jay went to bed after fucking 9:30 at night.
Well, that explains it.
Calm down.
You're like a rager, man.
Cheesy Pete's, man. I'm fucking old. I feel like I'm hungover.
Oh my God.
I didn't drink.
Oh my God.
It's just a long day. Just long. We had her FFA banquet on Friday night,
which sounds like it was awesome.
It went really well. She come off the stage, and she did really good. Like, she gets nervous and she hates it, but she publicly speaks so well. It's really weird to watch her. Yeah. It's not what I expect out of her when she stands up to a microphone.
Because you know she doesn't want to.
Because I know she doesn't want to, and she doesn't like it. But I'm like, holy shit! You're so like, she pronounces all the words clearly. She speaks really well, and I was just like, holy shit. Like, she does this really good. I wish she would step outside of her comfort zone more often. Yeah. I wish she would step out there and have a little more self-confidence and do it. Right. Because it feels like she lives on the fringe. Yeah. She's involved, but not fully involved to where she has to do more of it. Right. So we did that. She got Ag 2 Participant of the Year. Nice. She come off the stage, and you couldn't slap a smile off her face. Aww. Like, she come off there ear to ear grinning, and I'm like, are you surprised? She goes, oh my God, it's so awesome. I'm like, good for you.
Maybe things like that will help her kind of be like, oh, I am good at this.
Yeah.
I am like, this is my jam.
It was cool. And then there was there was just a big mix up amongst us and Colton and Shyla and everything. We thought she was going to stay at Shyla's, and so did Colton. So we ran home and got her stuff, clothes and stuff, because the pig show's the next day.
Right.
Pig show was on Saturday. That was Friday night. Pig show's Saturday. So we ran home and got her stuff, and Colton was going to take her to Shyla's, and we were going to drop it off for her, and then we were going to go home for the night and then get up early. And we get to Shyla's, and Shyla's over helping her dad.
Yeah.
Actually, for her dad, because Dean just had hernia surgery.
Yeah.
So he's laid up.
They got a lot going on.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's laid up.
Yeah.
Shyla's over there with a friend of all of ours, Bala. Is over there, and they're moving cows for Dean at night in the dark.
Oh, gosh.
At 9 o'clock at 9:30 at night. And she didn't realize that all of this was happening. Because none of us had said anything to her. She's like, take Maggie home because we're doing this, and she can stay tomorrow night, and we'll go to church on Sunday. This whole big thing. So we waited for Colton to show up.
Yeah.
He shows up. We take Maggie. We go home. It's just
let them do their thing.
So it was after 9:30. Finally get to bed. We had some things to do at the house to get ready. So I get up my normal time. Actually, I didn't. No, I got up at 4:30. I'm an hour later than normal because I went to bed later.
Sleeping
obviously,
in.
I know. But when I got up, we had to be at the farm at 6.
Yeah.
To be able to load the pigs, feeders,
right,
hook up the truck, trailer. I left my car for Colton at his house, picked up his truck, hooked the trailer up and everything. Got the pigs all loaded. We was gonna be gone by 6:30.
Yeah.
Be out. We got to go all the way to Perry County to the fairgrounds, which in all actuality really isn't that far. It's only like 45 minutes, but pulling a truck trailer across country, we didn't go 13. We went fucking 668 all the way to supposed to go to Somerset, but we went around Somerset because I missed the corner and ended up out so there's all that.
Route.
So we did. Ended up right outside of New Lex, and it was fine. But so we get all that, we get out there. Well, they had decided when they signed her up to take a second pig. She was going to show a Duroc. Yeah. And then they decided to take a York. The York she has too, that Colton has, and just double down, they call it. We're going to double down on the day. So yesterday was 2 separate shows in one day in 2 separate rings, side by side, done by 4 judges.
Wow. That sounds exciting. Exhausting for you.
Yeah, considering Friday afternoon when Hannah coach took my noon class. Yeah. I asked her, I said, days off, take some classes so you can coach. Right. She took noon, so I trained, and then I took off and went to Perry County on Friday to set up the 2 pig pens so we didn't lose a pen. Yeah. Because last year apparently there was over 300 head. Wow. Entered in this. Like a big show, big.
Holy crap. How many were there this year?
Over 400.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I go do that, and then we stay up late, and then we get up early, and we're heading up there, and we get there. I miss the corner on the drive, take a different way, come outside. Yeah. So we get there, unload, put them in the pens. We were there probably 7:45 or so, right around 8, check-ins at 8. 8 to 10 originally. They switched to 8 to 9:30 because they had so many. They got to get started. By 10 o'clock, there was still a line at the checkout thing. I'm like, yeah, we're not going nowhere. We're fucked. We're screwed. This is going to be awful. They finally started.
Because you texted me. I mean, we were done with the comp, I think, and you were like, we haven't even started yet. Yeah. I was like, holy shit, you were supposed to be done by now.
I know, almost. Right? So they finally get started. And they do showmanship first, and they did the peewees first, and then went oldest to youngest. So she's in one of the first couple that goes out. Well, there's fucking 6 classes of 10 kids in her age group.
Wow.
So you would have had to have been a super standout to stand out to get them.
Which is also really cool, I guess, that they have that much involvement. Yes. I mean, that gives me hope.
And there's a girl from Johnstown that, I mean, she's won state fairs. She wins Hartford all the time. She didn't get picked yesterday. Damn. She didn't get she wasn't one of the ones that got pinned.
Huh.
So, I mean, it tells you something.
Yeah,
like
it's cutthroat.
Yeah, it was very cutthroat yesterday. So that happened. Well, then when they switch, those 2 judges are out. They bring 2 different judges in to do class, judging the pigs.
Yeah.
Well, we finally start it, and when they do it, they go in alphabetical order of the breeds.
Okay.
So the Duroc's fine.
Yeah.
Right? It's D's. We're in the first couple, like up there with,
Yeah.
we got Berkshires and Chester Whites, and then us. And
I don't like Chester Whites. They freak me out.
they're just a Duroc that are white. I mean, so they have Duroc ears, and they're
but they're like
white.
long.
Yeah, I know.
Like the long.
I said, why didn't they call them like a Durfield or something like that? Because they have Duroc ears. So they Shiloh laughed at me about that. So, but the York starts with Y. It's the last breed to get done. Well, this is where the double down comes in.
You didn't even tell me how this one went.
That one, she got 4th with the Duroc.
Yeah.
And the York never even got.
Oh.
It didn't get looked at. There was some pretty big Yorks there.
Were there?
Yeah, a lot bigger than hers. She looked fine in there, but there was definitely some bigger ones.
I was always a hamp girly. That's
so
my fave.
Maggie's she's got a mix for the fair. She got a crossbreed for the fair. But she likes these Durocs.
Yeah. They're my second favorite for sure.
They're really docile.
They are.
They grow really fast.
Hamps were assholes, but they were spunky.
Yeah. So we do the first one, and they're running behind. She went in after the Duroc an hour and a half later before we got to the York.
Oof.
Well, then the show switches. So the judge in ring B that she had, or ring A, did breeding gilts. The other side did market barrows.
Okay.
Now they're going to switch for this double down. This judge is going to do market. That judge is going to do breeding. So the 2 sets of eyes get to see the pig, right?
Yeah. Which I somewhat agree with, but I also, if you're there to be a breeding gilt judge, like that
what you're
should be
supposed
your
to look at.
specialty.
So we're waiting and waiting and waiting.
Did you fall asleep?
Oh, a couple times yesterday. A couple times. I took a nap.
Yeah.
We get to about 9:15 last night. She walks in the ring with the Duroc.
Holy shit. Oh my God, I had no idea.
Yeah. She walks in the ring, and it was dark. So we actually went down and ordered pizza.
I don't blame
at
you.
the pizza place downtown in New Lex and brought it back, so we had dinner.
Wow.
Like, we were still there.
Ooh.
So we made the decision, like, I was all in for it. Like, I was in to leave earlier. Fuck the double down shit. Let's fucking go. But Maggie, she wanted to show that Duroc again. She got 4th.
Yeah.
So we went in with this other guy, and I had Colton on FaceTime. I was fucking FaceTime, and he was watching what was going on. And,
Yeah.
she looked at that point in night, like, she looked good walking in that ring.
Yeah.
She did. She looked really good. And she got 3rd.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool as shit. So
That makes it worth it.
yeah, it was cool. Like, we were all kind of re-energized and this and that. Well, we realized Shyla had taken time from the time that took us to show the Duroc to showing the York, which is an hour and a half. That at 9:30 at night, another hour and a half to get back to the York.
Yeah. Fuck that.
So we just asked, I was like, are we done or what? Like, are we going to skip out on the York? And Shyla's like, I'll do whatever. She goes, that's kind of up to you guys.
No.
So I asked Maggie, I'm like, what do you want to do? Like, do you want to stay and show her? And she's like, she's him-hawing. And she's like, no. Okay.
I get it. Like, you'd kind of want to just for the experience, but if you didn't even place the first time with it, like that late at night, like, I understand that.
Yeah. So we loaded up and
That's
home.
a late night for you.
Yeah. Got back to the farm. It brought us back cross country the way I was supposed to go. So I come back that way. So we go out. We're all the way out on by like Waste Management's dump
Yeah.
on 668 Brownsville. Take
Literally,
Brownsville Road.
if you like, before you get to 40,
yeah,
there's Laurel Hill.
yeah.
That's where one of my places is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So we were all the way out there. We come back that way and get to the farm, back in, and I was like, I got to hang the feeders at least. So
Yeah.
I hang the feeders, get the pigs off, put them away, fucking head for home. And obviously we've been in a pig arena all day. Right. So I'm definitely not going to bed like that.
Right.
So you got to take a shower still.
Yeah.
Shower, wash up, and then go to bed. Like,
Jeez.
yeah, that's my day. So I'm just kind of like, ugh.
Dragging ass.
Yeah, I'm just, eh.
Yeah.
So that's me.
Wow.
That was our day.
Well, that's exciting.
And then today I'm training and get some. Well, now I just found out only one erg challenge today, I guess.
Well,
At 2.
is Tim's team doing it at 2?
No, they're not doing
also?
it. No, no, not that I know. They're supposed to not do it till 5:15 on Tuesday
Okay.
because we're going Wednesday.
Gotcha. Yeah, that last day,
I know.
that's stressful. Are you going to beat us?
Of course.
That's funny.
I know, right?
Haley said yesterday, I don't even know what I'm doing. I said, I know what your plan is. And Josh was like, yeah, you bike for about 24 minutes. And I said, excuse me? And he's like, no, I'm not saying she's going to be faster than you. I'm just saying, like,
Not saying
Jason
she's
plans
gonna
to do
be
some time
fast.
on the bike before she gets on. And I was like, ah,
You
okay.
got all kinds of sideways
Oh, yeah.
on your
And it
boyfriend.
was right in front of Haley,
That's
too. And I was like,
awesome.
you will, no.
Yeah, ours is pretty simple. Like, Nate's gonna do some time. I'm gonna do some time.
We should have done
He's
some
gonna
time.
get. I told Mike that. Mike
But you
said.
know what?
Mike said, "What do you think?" And I was like, The way I'd have put you was put you in the places you were in
Mm-hmm.
strategically. Is the only thing I would have changed is I would have had you guys go longer on each machine.
Yeah. Especially the row.
That way, at the end, you wouldn't have had that little bit of time on both those machines. You'd
Yeah.
had a little less time.
Yeah. But
Is that right? I don't know. Maybe.
My idea was to go for a minute or less, like a little bit under a minute, and switch. But I also dictate everything. And I get very Mariah-like sometimes. And I try to get them to see my plan. And they decided that morning they didn't want to do that. And I thought, you know what?
It would have left Kevin less.
Yeah.
3 minutes on that rower, like for the first 3 people would have, like he would have been left with what? A minute is about 250.
Right.
So you left him only like 5,200.
Yeah.
So like he would have been a lot closer to the 5K.
Yeah.
Now you guys were obviously at points slowing down,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Like I'm hoping we don't have to.
That you can just go.
Yeah, I'm hoping that my ski is strong enough.
Yeah.
That which is where our advantage over you guys is your placement of people
Yeah.
had to be where they were at. Our placement helps us because I get to be on the ski.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really the only advantage we have. The disadvantage to or comparison wise is Carrie's team.
Yeah.
Like Carrie was on the ski too.
Yep.
So like I mean
That's going to be hard to beat from both of you.
yeah, I mean, it's going
Yeah.
to be really rough. And Nate's already, I mean, he's super competitive. So he's
Oh,
been practicing and he's
My
rode
God.
that bike and,
Multiple times.
right? So, like, he already knows.
He's
like,
going to be golden.
Well,
Like, he
and
doesn't
any-
have to worry about anything.
No, anyone that's on that Echo, like, if you know for a fact you're going to even be close, that's your job.
Michael said, I'm planning to be like north of 220. I said, I need you to be at 300. Which
And
he did.
There
And he
was
did
no
great.
reason that he shouldn't be, though. Like,
Yeah.
I figured he could
Man,
be.
I wanted to beat him so bad. That's all I could think about.
But
But I knew that I had
there
to
was a
leave some.
chance if you could have. I'm almost sure of it. Like time frame wise, I
Yeah.
think you could have beat him, but you didn't need to.
Yeah.
Because that would have bumped.
Because Kevin didn't need to go to the ski.
Exactly.
So-
Like he needed to be on the bike and
Yeah.
you needed to be on the ski. Where exactly where you guys were needed
Yeah.
to happen.
Yeah.
So like everything played out. Like Nate's job is finish the bike, dude.
Yep.
Don't leave anything for
Yep.
me, or don't leave anything for them if I get bumped over the bike.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm hoping to not leave. I'm hoping I can catch the rower.
Yeah.
I'll have more
Yeah.
because I only have one person going in front of me.
Right.
So there'll be 3 on our rower.
Yeah.
So they'll all have more. I'm hoping I can push it hard enough. We'll see.
Yeah.
That I can catch the rower. That way I can finish about the same time as the rower and the bike. I have put enough on it that we
guys
can
are
all
all
just be
finishing.
like, boom. And if
Yep.
by chance I get bumped,
There's not going to be much left.
they're going to be able to finish so fucking fast.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping.
Man.
It's going to hurt.
I hit muscle failure so hard.
On the rower or on the ski erg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just crumpled to a pile at the bottom. I couldn't even walk away. Like,
It's, I don't know. I'm a better skier than I am a rower. For some odd reason, I don't get on a rower and it's just like it fucking devastates me. But I can ski all day.
I like skiing,
So,
but I
we'll
didn't
see.
like skiing that hard.
Yeah.
All I could hear was Michael yelling at me, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, because both things, because Kevin had slowed down too to let you ski.
Yeah.
Because you were pushing so hard, and he kept telling Mike. I kept hearing him tell Mike, "Tell me when I need to go. Tell me when I
And
need
then
to go."
that motherfucker beat me by 2 seconds. I'm like, are you kidding me?
So,
But I was really happy with how we did. That was fun.
yeah, it was.
We all had a good time. We were all proud of what we did.
You
so.
should be. It was really good. You guys, Carrie should be really proud of their team. Like Cameron did really well.
Absolutely.
Like, she actually She actually told him at one point when they were going. She actually told him to slow down because of the way things needed to work out.
Yeah, he crushed that C2 bike.
Yeah, so
he was
like
I sat on there for 25 minutes. I'm like, me too, buddy.
Yep.
But you did good.
Yeah. So like it's I don't know.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt.
Also, it's really cool, speaking of Cam, to see the high school kids that have come in here, like, one, grow. Like that picture I showed you guys
that was
last
so
week.
wild.
He was like a baby a year ago. But then, like, to see him in his sports now, like, he's crushing it at track stuff, and that's just exciting.
Yeah, it is. So, had a guy call about his daughter, soccer player.
Nice.
Looking like this is her deal. She wants to go somewhere with it eventually.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, let's sit down and talk. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah. That was fun to have Chris in here doing his stuff.
Now we have Chris. Like, he's a senior, so he's doing all his senior things.
Right.
And he's got track. He's been throwing like PR records and school meet records for
that's so cool.
The disc and fucking shot. So like, it's cool as shit. Like, we get him back through the summer. He'll be football ready to go to Walsh when he gets up there, and
that's awesome.
Be able to go up there and start and play. If he doesn't start right away, he'll be on the starting lineup by the first couple games.
Yeah,
he'll be in. So it's cool. Like, it's cool to see that. Like, it's cool to see him. Like, I told the guy on the phone the other day, he's like, "Is this something?" I'm like, "Of course I'm interested in it."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I would love to work. Like, I like to work with the development and watch that shit happen, and then they get to see it happen too.
Yeah.
Right. And then they realize what they're fully capable of, and then they buy in even more.
Right. Yep.
So developing the youth. I used to work with one. My very first kid I worked with was at Always Forward. It was a friend of ours, and she wanted to run track, but she wanted her daughter to lift too. And so I was teaching her the Olympic lifts and so forth.
Cool.
And memories still pop up from me working with her. And she was really cool to work with, and she runs track in college now.
Damn.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Speaking of people buying in, got to bring a friend week coming up.
Yes, we sure do. There's a lot of people sharing it, saying you'll be my friend.
Yeah, I think I might have 2 people coming.
Nice.
Look at me with friends.
I don't have any.
Yeah, we know. They're all right here.
I know.
In this building right now.
All my friends are in the building. I don't have anybody I can bring.
You know what? We make up for like 100 friends.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. All my different personalities.
Oh boy, I don't need enemies. So yeah, it's cool. And if you get somebody and they end up signing up and they use your name as that you're
the
who
one
they
that brought them,
then I'm gonna give you a free month.
Yeah, that's huge.
I'll pause your membership for a month and let you have a free month.
Yeah.
So
hell yeah.
We've been talking about it. Like I've been bouncing it back and forth, and a few people like Kevin and so forth were like, an incentive. Like, what's an incentive? I'm like, just give it time. I have to get to a certain point before I can start doing that. And this was about the time it needed to be.
Yeah.
So
that's exciting. I think it's gonna be great.
I told Carrie last night when I said something, it is our last month of affiliation. This is it. May is our last month. So
I don't feel sad.
I don't either, especially with the way, like, watching things go.
I wanted to talk to you about that, actually. The place that we went yesterday, 2 out of the 3 most recent competitions we've done, True Fit and Outer Belt. both are not affiliated anymore.
I know. It's happening. It's happening all over. And like we said, we and David, the drop-in we had from Arizona, from Phoenix, he got a hold of me, and I think we had talked about they had went after him, and they had to change take hashtags and names out of their social media, and he missed some things on the website. So CrossFit legal department had went through and checked everything. So he gave me the heads up. So I gave me and you, we talked about it like, hey, let's go through this and make sure there's nothing. Click on links, everything. Make sure we don't have anything. Like when they go through our shit, they'd be like, we can't go get them. Man,
legal and social media lately is just...
Yeah.
It's just a recurring theme, apparently.
Yep, it is.
This is where we insert that hashtag again.
If you know, you know. Yeah. We'll talk about it eventually, I imagine, but for now.
For now. Yeah. I'm not trying to get sued.
No. So we went through and obviously with you and a huge help, we went through and Angie changed the website and Pat changed Google and ads.
Yeah. We got all our hashtags removed.
Yes.
We got our location changed. We got
so everything's up to par as far as I know, unless they find something that we just overlooked.
I still have to go through some of the Facebook stuff, but that's not.
It's fine. We'll get there. And so, but yeah, he said they had like 6 within the area of him.
Really?
6 different gyms dropped the affiliation in that area.
Damn.
But I was reading numbers the other day, and they were talking about when they announced when they upped our affiliate fee, there was 12,000 in some gyms affiliated. And this ain't all due to the uppage of the affiliation fee, but and just business in general probably too. They're down to like 9,800 affiliates right now. So
I mean, I know it'll always be a thing, but I feel like they really need to take that and look at it.
Yeah, it's
evaluate.
It is what it is. Yeah. Like I think between the sale, they're trying to sell. The uppage of the fee, a lot of places, I think, were in the same boat as me, I think, in the value of it. Yeah. And then there's obviously just gyms that went out of business.
Right.
Like there's been a few of those too.
Yeah.
And I keep going back to the Nick getting a hold of me and asking me what could they offer that would make it of value. Really nothing.
Yeah.
Because everything that we do, we already do that. Like the things that they offer, we don't use.
Right.
But they offer them. Yeah, I get that they offer them, but they offer the things I don't use.
Yeah.
So that to me it doesn't make value.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's like buying lettuce when I already have lettuce.
Well, and
that lettuce
thinking
isn't
of some
value
kind of comparison. Like you can be a religious person, you don't have to go to church.
No.
You know, that's kind of like...
Yeah, but the churches are there. Yeah, they are there. But I don't need them to go. I don't need them to be religious.
Yeah.
You're right. That's it. And like, we don't use the program because I program for you guys to make sure that it's... I get to see you all the time. And you guys come to me with things that you get to see in people that I don't see or whatever. And you're like, hey... These guys, these people have brought up, they'd really like to see a little more of this, or we're noticing people they're not getting this. Yeah. So can we work on this? Yeah. And then I'll start to shift the programming into adding some more of that. Like we're doing a lot more on the rig.
Yep.
You guys are doing a lot of strength of toes to bar pull-ups and then upside down stuff. Like it's alternating, right? So so many people wanted more on the rig.
Yeah.
After there was a lot of complaints. We're not on the rig a lot. Well, I have to really watch that.
Right.
And a lot of people
how it mixes with other things.
Yeah, how it mixes with your shoulders and how it mixes with, people have torn hands right now because of it. But that's what people wanted. So I'm trying to but I'm not putting them on it, just letting them swing around. Hey, there's strength portions to this.
Yeah.
So we don't use the programming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that is to me is something I'm paying for that I don't even use.
Yeah.
So there really isn't, to me there's not anything they could offer.
Right.
A lot of the things and then we do a lot of them that are offered in the toolkit. Like we do have ads, we do have bring a friends, we do ask our members to bring their friends.
Yeah.
Which is where almost all of our members come from is by word of mouth by members.
Yeah.
They've brought people.
Yeah. Which we're very thankful for.
Yeah,
you guys
very much so,
it.
because that's where this all is going.
Yeah. I got to talk to you about because we're taking the sign down out front. I got to talk to you about an idea.
Okay.
So remind me to do that after. Okay. The two that are coming, one of them he's been friends with me. He was actually in my wedding.
Oh.
But his girlfriend was walking through the neighborhood. She lives around here.
Oh.
And saw the building.
She's seen it?
And said, I had no idea, because she didn't follow me on Instagram. I'm like, Wes, if she was interested, you should have told her.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah, but I have an idea.
Cool.
So,
yeah, I got to get that done. Got to get a new sign made.
Yeah, well, that's what we'll discuss some things.
So.
I have some pictures to show you.
Maybe we should just paint the front of the building.
I mean, that'd be cool.
Great big huge phoenix on it. Uprising Athletics across it.
That would be pretty cool.
Graffiti-wise, really big. Make it look like fucking homeless building or
something.
Do
you know how much I wanted to graffiti a train when I was growing up? That was like one of my goals.
Lord.
And I went to South Dakota once with my ex-husband's family. They all lived out there. And they lived next to, there was a train yard nearby. And I was like, I want to, because I already told you I wanted to be a boxcar kid, but I just wanted to graffiti just one. And I never did.
Oh, man. It's kind of a crazy place, right? Like train yards in general.
Well, yeah. Did you ever graffiti anything?
No, actually, I never did. I didn't graffiti shit. I wasn't. The damage I always tried to cause or did cause.
It was more than some paint.
Yeah, it was more than some paint. It was directed at somebody.
Yeah.
I didn't just go out and randomly.
Yeah.
One time when we were a kid, we did smash some mailboxes. Until I hit a mailbox and it stung my fucking hands with a baseball bat and I dropped it. Did it have
that steel pole?
Yeah, it fucking sucks. I hit that fucking mailbox and that fucker dinged my hands. I dropped the bat and I fucking felt like my hands were broke. But I didn't do that again.
Yeah? I bet not.
No. Didn't do that again.
Mine
was more directed at drug dealers and stuff. I kicked their doors in or stuff like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing to do with.
I broke into places, but I broke into places secretly.
Yeah, I've done that. But.
I wanted to talk a little bit about something from back in the day.
Oh Lord.
Because
oh Lord.
We also have something else in common. Is the kind of cars that we would be into and that we would drive. We literally drove the same model of car once. So I was
Which one?
The Prelude.
The Prelude?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
I wanted to tell the people a little bit about our style.
Yeah, we did. So when I got, back in the day, my very first car was a Chevette.
Nice.
4-door fucking two-tone brown Chevette.
Two-tone brown.
Yeah, it was light and dark, or light and light on brown on top and bottom, had a brown streak through the middle.
Oh my God.
That thing was a beast. That thing was so awesome. It fucking thing would go anywhere. I had that thing buried in mud out at Mounts outside Alexandria.
Oh my God.
I had to have a tractor pull me out.
Jeez.
That thing was fucking awesome.
I stole a tractor once.
Did you?
Yeah.
I never stole a tractor.
A combine, actually.
Oh shit, I never stole a combine either.
We just drove it around the field.
That's
and
all right.
I left it.
That's farm kid shit.
Yeah. I was proud I knew how to drive it.
That's awesome. So I had it, and I had a Z24.
Nice.
Cavalier. That when I got arrested, that's how I lost it, because I got arrested. Yeah. And then when I got out, she had a Grand Am, or a Grand Prix she had bought. And that's how we got back here.
Okay.
But she had put, coming to visit me and stuff and driving through the mountains and everything. She'd put, over 100,000 miles on it. See me. In that 2.5 years before I got out. We drove it back here. We had it for a while. A friend of ours owned the car lot in Johnstown, friends of ours. And they had a BMW 323 Ci sitting on the lot. And it was a ridiculously low price too.
Really?
Yeah, I was kind of worried about what was wrong with it. And they said nothing. We took it and nothing was wrong with it.
You got this car?
Yeah.
I had no idea about this one.
We had it. I ended up putting a short shifter in it and lowered
kidding.
it. And
yes, I did know that.
All kinds of shit. And rims. It was the one I put rims on that they couldn't figure out at tire discounters how come they were rubbing. They got the rims in and we put rims on it and then it started rubbing. And I'm like, hey, the tires are rubbing the drip edge.
Yeah.
And they're like, bring it back. So we took it back next day. Because we were at the end of the day. By the time I drove it around the block and come back, they were closed.
Oh shit.
They were ready to head out when the car was done. So the next day, I come back and I sit outside and watched them. They took them off and all these guys come out and they stood around the tires. They walk back away. They'd all come out and stand around the tires. And I'm sitting outside just watching this happen, right? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on in there? All of a sudden, this guy comes through the door. Like, you could see it happening. He bust out that door and he flipped that tire over and he pointed at it.
They were directional tires?
No, they were fucking, the offset on the rim was different than what I had ordered. So where the lug nuts go, if the offset is bigger, it pushes the tire away from the car farther.
So you needed spacers?
No, I needed to not be as big. It needed they were too wide, so they were sitting outside of the car a little bit and they were rubbing the drip edge. They needed to be less than, so it would ride inside.
You should have just fucking sawzalled that shit.
He goes, I can't get the rims you want. 17-inch with the offset you need.
Yeah.
I'm like, and?
Like, you better figure it out.
He's like, well, I can get 18s though. And I'm like, and? What's that mean? Like, I don't know at that point. I'm like, what the fuck you mean?
Yeah.
He's like, it'll work. It'll just be a bigger rim. I'm like, will it rub? He's like, no, it'll actually tuck them up in the car a little bit.
Yeah.
He goes, it actually might look really cool. And I'm like, if you put them on and nothing happens and I can turn and steer and nothing, we're good. How about that? He goes, it'll work. He goes, it's fine. He goes, it's just, they're going to be a size bigger and we'll give them to you for the same price. So they gave me those. So I had that car. Well, then we got rid of that car when it started to, like, it was getting close to needing some things.
Yeah.
And we're like, price to have a BMW worked on is like $100 and some an hour at the BMW dealer. And
like, and they make it so you can't work on it yourself. They hide that shit in there. And
So, and I'm not like this great mechanic anyway. Like, I can change oils and stuff like that. Like, I'm not this mechanic to work on your car, like when it needs things. Oh
my God. Speaking of that, I got to remember to change my left rear tail light today.
Okay.
I got to go to
change left rear tail light. So if you're watching this, she ain't done it, reminder. We went back to our friends at the thing and was like, hey, like, I'm going to get rid of this car. Trade it in.
Yeah.
Well, we ended up with, that's how we got the Prelude.
Okay.
So we ended up with the Prelude Type SH. The super handling 4-wheel turn steering reactive one. The guy that owned it before us had done everything to it except put the turbo on it. He'd actually not, because when you put a turbo on a Honda, you have to notch the block. Yeah. He had notched the block.
Wow.
Changed the internals. And his girlfriend, fiance, wanted a wedding. And when we bought it, it actually had fucking Lambo doors on it.
Oh my God.
So you pulled out and they twisted up, which obviously I wasn't the one to be driving this. Carrie was, and she was like, They were like, we have the hinges, we'll have them changed out. The guy we use to work on our stuff. So they switched the doors back.
Okay.
But it had a fucking full body kit on it. Wide body kit.
Nice.
So it looked a lot bulkier than normal.
Thick.
So I was driving down the road one day out on Sportsman's Club.
Yeah.
Right past the 9-hole.
Yeah.
Out past Hillcrest.
Yeah.
Just got over the bridge at Hillcrest and started up over the hill. And I think after that, Nichols Lane is on the right.
Yeah.
The short version of Nichols. Just after that, it tops out and I was coming down off there and fucking cat ran out in front of me. Fucking tore half the fucking bumper kit off. Broke half the fucking bumper kit and tore it off.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh,
fucking half the bumper was gone. It was fiberglass.
Yeah.
I was so fucking mad. I was so mad I walked back and that cat's laying dead in the road and I kicked the fuck out
Jason!
of it. I was fucking mad. Broke my bumper. Like, I was pissed.
Oh God. I'm so sorry if you're a super cat lover.
Look, I have cats. I love cats. I didn't love that cat. So yeah. So we ended up taking it. We took it to Hinder and I bought the bumper and had it sent in from overseas to match. Mm-hmm. They ended up having to paint it and match the paint and put it back on. Bought the mesh for the front because it had mesh in the front. But yeah, we ended up getting rid of that because it wasn't practical.
Yeah. No.
Ended up with a Mazda 6.
Okay.
Little 4-door.
That's practical.
Was a fucking car. That thing would run. That was like my Chevette.
Yeah.
I didn't know, but Carrie did.
Yeah.
Because at the time we had the Prelude, I had a Honda hatch. Had a hatchback.
Yeah.
Fuck, I love that car, dude. That thing, you can ask Carrie about it and she'll tell you, she goes, that thing sounded like it was raring and it was winding out and it was going nowhere.
JDM life, baby.
JDM life. That's right. Fucking the Honda life. It's so funny.
Oh my God.
So yeah, that's,
All right. Now we got to go through mine.
Yep, let's do it.
I've had quite the variety. The first car I ever drove to school, car was our dually truck.
Nice.
So I would show up early, make sure I had good parking spots. Dad used to take me, like when Mom was in Kroger, I would go out like in the snow and he would teach me like in the dually.
Yeah, teach you how to drive.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So that was, I would always be driving them home from like our friends that lived out by Dawes and stuff in the dually. And it friggin', you want to learn how to drive and learn how to stay in your lane? Oh my God.
You know how to drive a stick?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get there.
I'm just making sure. Make sure you know how to drive a stick.
Yeah, we wouldn't, I'm cool.
And teach Maggie
Sorry if you don't know how to drive a stick, but
how to drive one is what I want to do, because then you drive anything.
Yeah. So I had that, and then my actual first car that was mine was a hand-me-down Jeep Grand Cherokee. And
bigger box version one?
No, it was like a 2000. Like she had the rounded edge.
newer rounded edge ones.
Yeah.
The old box versions of the 4.3 liter ones.
My ex-husband had one of
those. Fuckers would scream. God, they were awesome. They were bulletproof too.
God. Yep. Oh, his went through hell.
Oh, I bet it did. That things are so badass.
Oh my God. Yeah. So I had that car through a lot of my high school. Also, we kind of alternated. We had this Cadillac DeVille from my grandpa. This black. I would drive my friends around.
Big one?
It was long. Yeah. I'd smoke swishers in it. Yeah.
The old boat.
I felt really cool when I would drive it. So that's what I drove for a while too in high school. And then what did I get into next? I think it was the Prelude. So I had my Prelude, my ex-husband had a hatch. It was like an EF or something. Like it was like a very old school hatch.
The square one?
Yes.
Yeah, the old square ones.
He only had it for a little bit.
Those are the original hatches.
And that thing was cool, but he only had it for a little bit. He had a other hatch too, but I had the Prelude. So we had those two things together and it was like super cool. Yep. And my Prelude I had almost all the way through college.
Nice.
So I was over on OSU campus. We ended up doing some work to it. We lowered it. We put a little camber on it. Nice. I had gold rims with spike lug nuts.
I didn't go that far. Calm down.
It was fucking awesome.
That's funny.
But it was so low, like it was hard to drive, especially around my apartment complex.
That's what scared Carrie, because the Prelude was Carrie's driver. Yeah. And like that's what scared her. So it's like you just can't go and get in and out of parking lots. And like you have to be careful where you go into and how you get into them, and got to turn sideways a little bit and climb up over this curb. And it's like, so
it was a lot of thinking. Yeah. So I ended up going from that, and he had an old Camaro when we lived there, which I loved that thing too, but it had like the rear end would,
So rear wheel drive. So I tell Maggie all the time, ain't nothing like learning how to drive a rear wheel drive car.
Yeah.
Like,
so that was a stick. My Prelude was a stick. Like all the things that he ever had were a stick.
Yeah.
And then we ended up, for Christmas one year, he and Dad went together. Well, it was mainly Dad, but he helped work on it. And from this like equipment auction, found me a Range Rover. Oh, her name was Pearl. She was beautiful. She was an old girl, but like I love
old
big,
body,
square,
old body style.
Yes, I love square vehicles, which is why I drive the Jeep now. Like I like things big and square and obnoxious. She was this pearly white. She had heated and cooled seats, a heated steering wheel, and she was like a 2004 or 2008. So like back then they had all this shit.
Started all that shit.
And I mean, it was on air ride. So I took it out in some cow pastures, raced it up. Like,
nice.
If I wanted my grandparents to ride in, I'd lower it all the way down.
Let them in.
It was fucking awesome.
Funny.
Like that was my dream car.
That's hilarious.
But then it ended up going into limp mode one day, and the air ride bags, one of them had dry rotted.
Yep.
And then I looked at just for that part was like over $2,000, and they were all dry rotted. Yeah. So
air rides.
Then the amount of money I would have had to pay for labor.
Air rides nice. Like when you do like have it, I've ridden in a couple air ride cars. It's like when you have it, they're fine.
Yeah.
But like the price toll it takes when if something goes wrong is fucking unreal.
So we ended up, I traded that in for a Ford Focus ST, a little stick shift hatch. And it was the black tuxedo, so it was sparkly.
Yeah. That's how Kevin drove when I met him. Was the STI. Or not STI, that's Impreza. the sport version of the Focus.
Yeah.
That's what he had.
That's
when I first
no
met
wonder we're
Kevin.
friends.
Yeah, when I first met him, that's what he had, because that's what Carrie had looked at for me to get when I first quit my job at Steel Ceilings and went to coaching, and she got her job at the hospital. She was looking at a Ford Focus for me.
I fucking loved it. I mean, it was so smooth, like
SVT or something, whatever the fast, the furious version of the Ford Focus is.
We'll talk about that too. So I had that like when I moved to Canal Winchester. Like it was a great daily driver. It was just easy. But then I was coming out here one day to meet somebody for lunch, and they had the Jeep sitting out on 21st Street right by the road, and I was like, oh.
Did you buy it from an individual?
No.
Who was it?
Coghlan.
Oh, Coglin's right on the corner.
13 and 21st
right
Street.
on the corner.
They had it sitting right there, and I'm like, oh, she's so pretty.
That's funny.
So they had two options. They had mine lifted, had the light bars. It didn't have all the light bars. I put some shit on it, but you know, the big mud tires and all this shit. And then they had another like stock version, but it was stick shift. And I was so torn, but I was like, the amount of money I'd have to put in to get it to this, like I might as well just get this one and bite the bullet.
Deal with the automatic.
So we got that. He ended up getting a Ford Focus RS.
Oh.
Which is like the rally car version.
Yeah.
That fucking blow off valve.
Yep.
Oh my. And then you could go into sport mode and you could just hold it down and be like, bah, 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 bah. Oh my God, our neighbors hated us. Yes. Yeah. Oh my God, it's so cool.
When I got out, my buddy, it's not my buddy, he was a friend of mine, but his my sister's old man, they had gotten into the big car scene and shit, obviously.
Yeah.
So when I got it, I missed it all. I just caught the tail end of it.
Yeah.
When I got out, they were in it. But my cousin in South Carolina, her and her old man and all his friends were big.
I met them, right?
Jesse.
Who did I meet?
Jesse.
Who had a baby?
Oh, Jared.
Okay.
The other one.
Okay.
His brother. His brother's who you met. Jessie is she's in Florida on, I think she's still in Florida, but she's on Naval Base or Air Force Base.
Okay.
Army base. One of the two. Her old man Jay is a Special Forces.
Oh, nice.
So he's I think he's still deployed. I think he might not be back yet, but they were deep. Her and her ex were deep in the car scene, like
did they
shutting down the roads, racing, videoing, posting.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff. Like
we weren't super big into the racing, but we went to car shows every weekend all over. Yeah. There'd be pop-up car shows, and if you were in the scene, then you got notified about it.
Yeah, they were like, it was big. Like they were fast and like movie type deal. Like they were working on our cars all the time, building them, like all kinds of shit. Like when we went to the wedding, we went down to their wedding. That's what the parking lot was full of. All their friends were just
nice
JDMs and Hondas.
Yeah,
and Acuras.
I only got caught street racing the Prelude once. I didn't get a ticket.
I remember the day we drove it to South Carolina once, and we were on 70 coming home. It was so funny. We were heading towards 13. I was going to get off on 13.
Yeah.
Come back into town. fucking hauling ass up 70, and I looked in the rearview mirror and I could see this Mitsubishi Eclipse coming.
Yeah.
And I thought, that fuck car's coming. Like, he's coming.
Yeah.
And I thought, no way. Yep, here he comes. We were just starting up one of the hills on 70, and Carrie's asleep in the passenger seat.
Oh, shit.
Out cold. Seat back.
Oh, my God.
Fucking dropped that stick down into fucking third gear, and that car come right up beside me. And I looked over at him and was like, bah, and it just fucking nailed it. We were side by side for a minute, and then I just walked away from him, and I looked down at the fucking thing, and it was right about 120, just over 125, when I topped the hill and left that car behind. I pulled off on 13, down to the light.
Did she wake up the whole time?
Pulled down to the light like that, stopped the car and looked over, and she was like, oh, we're at 13 already. Yep.
Funny how that works.
Sure are.
Oh my God.
It was awesome.
That's hilarious.
She had no idea that it even happened. She knows now I've told the story enough, but like she had no idea it was happening.
That's great.
And she was asleep the whole time through that race.
Street racing was fun.
I raced when we had BMW. Did I tell you about that? I think I've said this before. We were on Dry Creek one time. We coming down 661, the great big huge hill that comes down and goes back up the other side. At the bottom is Dry Creek. This El Camino pulls in front of me across. Old El Camino, probably early 70s.
Yeah.
Nice car.
Yeah.
I slow down, fucking turn on Dry Creek on our BMW, and fucking I could hear that car take off. I was like, let's go, motherfucker. So we're racing down Dry Creek.
Oh my God.
Like, I'm with him the whole time. Well, somewhere on Dry Creek, when you get towards the end of it, down towards Newark, towards 657, there's an old, used to be a auto body shop. And the corner on the auto body shop dips.
Yes. Yep.
And they're right on that corner, right on the creek.
Yeah.
I fucking cut that corner sharp. And when I did, I had to been doing every bit of 55, 60 mile an hour around that corner. Fucking hit, and the car skipped off in the air sideways, right towards their mailbox.
Shit. I had a cousin wreck on that corner racing once. Yeah.
Fucking Carrie put her hands up and shit. And she's like, that's enough. Fucking dropped it down into third gear. I did 35 mile an hour from there all the way to Walmart on 21st Street.
Oh my God.
I never broke 35 mile an hour the whole time.
Just to prove a point.
This is the best part. We never said a word to each other. Pulled into Walmart. Turned the car off and sit there, and she goes, now was that necessary? I was like, now that it happened and I look back on it, it's so fucking funny because we didn't say a word. The car was quiet. The radio was down. There was silence in that car till I pulled in and shut it off. And like 3 seconds after shutting it off, she goes, now was that necessary? I was like, yes, it was.
Sometimes you just have to prove a point, you know?
I've had to do that a lot, though, when it comes to me and driving. Like,
I was on 657 once, going away from Newark, and I was in Prelude, and it was dark, and we roll up, I can't remember what it was, we roll up on something, and he slows way down, so he knows, and my ex was like, well, if you want to, you can initiate this, and I was like, okay, so I pull over into the other lane, and I do the whole 3 honk thing, take off. I'm doing great. I was nervous as fuck, but I'm doing great. And we get ahead. I'm like, all right, I need to cut back over and end this because the curves going into Chatham were coming up.
Yeah.
Well, I came up one of those little hills and I went to get over at the same time.
The car just slid right across the road.
And I literally am death gripping and drive all the way back to the house and same thing. We park and he goes, Jesus fucking Christ, Mariah.
That first corner going into the Chatham on the straight stretch, and then it dips like this and back like this. We wrecked in high school in that corner. We took out 3 telephone poles.
Oh my God. Yeah. Didn't somebody die right there?
I could have. Fuck, it could have been us. Yeah, my buddy had old like 78 Camaro. Yeah. And we were fucking, like, we were hauling every bit of probably 130, 135.
Damn.
And fucking hit that fucker. And I'll never forget, like, I don't know, to this day, honestly, I don't know how we're alive. I remember the car sliding, and I remember seeing that telephone pole coming. It was almost like everything was in slow motion. It was so weird. Yeah. It was like time had stood still and allowed me to see everything. Yep. And I started to crawl away from everything. I started to crawl across the car. Shit. And I'm gonna say partial. I was fucked up for weeks. Like and like everything was. I mean, I was fucked up. Yeah. I'm almost sure that me and him saved each other, being in that side of the car, because the telephone poles hit this side. Yeah. All the way down the car, and I was pinned between him and the steering wheel, but like I never went anywhere. Right. Like I crawled, and he didn't go forward either. Other than to me, like we were wedged in the car.
Oh my God. What kind of car was it?
Like a 78, 79 Camaro. It's like almost like the Smoking Bandit Trans Am version, that style of body style.
We have, I don't know if we've talked about this before. We are very similar. So that Camaro that I told you that my ex had, we were coming home from New Year's Eve thing with my parents one night. And it had started to freezing rain a little bit. So we're getting off 270 to go 71 south so we could go over towards Morse Road because that's where we lived. So that 71 South ramp is like a circle.
Yep.
So I'm in my like skirt and my heels and my fuzzy vest, and I'm just playing a game on my phone. We're going, it's probably midnight, 12:30. We start going around this curve. And he likes to drift. I mean, we were big drifters.
Yeah.
Like when we had stick shift, you rip the e-brake
course.
around shit, whatever. So he drifts a couple times. And I'm on my phone and I'm finally like, all right. Like I pulled a carry. I'm like, that's enough.
Chill.
Like you've done it a couple times. And he goes, just one more. So he hits it. We start to drift.
Caught ice too.
Caught ice. Spun around. And then we're going 55 miles an hour backwards.
Oh shit.
And it was the same thing. It was like everything slowed down. And all I could see was the line of traffic coming towards us. And it took forever. I'm like, what? When are we going to stop? We couldn't stop because it was all ice.
Yeah.
And he is like freaking out. He grabs onto me. Luckily, we slid backwards and slid off to the right a little. Slammed into a fucking guardrail.
Oh shit.
Ripped the whole side of the car, his whole door off. If he wouldn't have been buckled in, his whole seat was like, it lifted up.
Oh fuck.
And it would have been on my side if we wouldn't have drifted right a little bit. And we just sat there.
No
we
shit.
were okay, but
Look, I ain't afraid to say it. I climbed out of the car. I'd pissed myself. Like I was scared to death.
that shit is
Like
horrifying.
nothing bothered, nothing hurt.
Yeah.
Like when I climbed out, we were standing there, I
You were
was
just in shock.
shaking.
Yeah.
Dallas is just like, you all right? I'm like, I'm fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
so what the fuck? Like, had no idea.
Your nervous system.
Yeah, it
just
was
like,
fucked up. When I came down though,
Yeah.
ooh, I was a fucking mess. Like,
Yeah.
I was bad.
They had
Everything
cops
felt
show
like
up
it
and
had fucking
put us in the back of the cruiser just to
Yeah.
wait for my mom and dad to like come pick us up, and I just
Yeah.
like I can't even tell you why I'm crying. It's just like
it's scary.
you hit the crash on your nervous
Super
system.
fucking
And
scary. Bad.
yeah.
So, yep. Sounds
Yeah.
to me like we were fucking related somewhere.
I
along
know.
the line. We were
is why we're
separated.
friends, guys.
We were separated somewhere along the line. So,
Oh my god.
all right.
That's good.
We have anything next week? We could be able to do it. We can do another
Well,
one
I'm gonna be in Nashville
next weekend.
next weekend.
Uh-oh. I fucking may have to do one on my own. I'm fucking being here doing
We
one
could
on
do
my
a
own.
Zoom one.
You want to do a Zoom one?
Oh my god, how fun would that
With
be?
everyone on the other line?
Yes.
We'll figure this out.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
All right.
Because I don't have to go nowhere for that either. I'm just
Right.
right on the fucking computer.
Yep.
We video it fucker on the computer.
Oh my god.
Yeah. We'll figure this out.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
All right. We'll get that.
I can't cry more than 3 times though, or I'll be doing it from outside. So.
That's fine. You do it from outside. I don't give a fuck.
Hopefully
Not
it's good
not
weather.
when I don't have to do it on the outside because I'm not with you. So we should be good. I think everything around here's fine. We'll just keep everybody training and
Yeah, Murph prep.
yes, Murph prep is going.
You guys will have already been through Monday by the time you watch this.
If you have never done Monday,
Josh literally got on and he had told me, I'm going to do the Murph prep. I was like, oh, I didn't know if you were going to do that since we won't be here for it, whatever. And then he got on and looked and he's like, fuck that bullshit. I'm not doing that again.
if you've never done it, you should experience it. If you have done it and are going to do it, you're
Good for you.
good for you.
I almost dropped a dumbbell on my head.
Yeah, if you have done it and you're not going to do it,
You understand.
I understand, I get it, but you should do
Oh my
it.
God.
So no, it'll.
It's a fun challenge.
It is. It's different.
Yeah. You think it's going to go one way and then it doesn't.
It doesn't
so then
go
you have
that way.
to adapt.
So, the following week, I think there's more pulling in the week, so I didn't put pulling in.
Yeah.
It's more of the running and legs for it.
Yippee.
But then we redo. A couple people brought up and asked if we're redoing the 5-minute ones.
I liked those
every
ones.
2 minutes
The
with the
different
run with the
variations.
max. Rest 30 seconds. Repeat it.
Yeah.
Max pull-ups, max push-ups, max squats.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. That
I
was
like
a
that
really good one. That one really, I think, between tomorrow's and that one, I think really gets you ready for Murph.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
tomorrow's
I
a
agree.
variant of everything. It gets so bad that once you do Murph, you're like, fuck, I've done worse than this.
Right.
And then once you do the other one, gets you ready for Murph itself and the movements
Yeah.
because that's what's in it.
That's how I felt about the Bruce this past year.
Yeah.
Like we did so much like Bruce prep
Yep.
that I was like,
When you do the
I've been
Bruce, it's
through
kind
bad
of
stuff, like-
whatever.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
so yeah, it's Murph prep's fun. Murph prep's like it's just a fun time of year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I agree. All right.
All
Well,
right.
good deal.
cool. Well, thanks
Hit the
guys. Appreciate
ding,
it.
ding button.
Ding dings, like, subscribe, tell your friends.
Hashtag IYKYK,
Yeah, that stuff. all of that.
So proud of you for knowing that.
I just learned that this weekend, just so you know.
Oh my God.
What?
I'm not as impressed now.
Somebody just put it on there and I seen it and I realized
It's all over everywhere all the time.
You know. I was like,
Maggie's never texted you that before?
No. She hasn't, that one. Just kidding.
All right, guys.
All right, guys.
It's been real.
It has been. We'll see you next time.
Oh my God, I'm so sore.
Later.
Oh.